Hey, Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Shai, Barakatham to you, hopefully elect. Just want to do a quick video through the Spirit. I was inspired by a precept that one of the brothers last night at the camp on the other side, he was going, he brought up this here in James chapter 1, and it had me just thinking about it. Because, I can speak to all the brothers, in our individual walks, we are learning what it's about to be in its truth. As the beloved Apostle Gabar often says, man, this thing of ours. More and more we learn what this thing is about. Because it's more than just calling yourself an Israelite and wearing fringes. So the brother, he touched on this in James chapter 1, starting at 2, it says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations." And this season said and done because, like it says in the book of Hebrews 12, man, no chastening feels good. We catch hell. Of course, it doesn't, obviously this shit hurts. But we understand that Yahweh Shema Shai is working a far more greater thing in us. All right? So as we grow in this truth, we learn to more and more appreciate the process because we understand that, hey, this is the Lord dealing with us, Lord willing, we are being groomed to be fitted for the master's use, to be able to, we want to be one of those first fruits, man. We want to be one of those plants in the kingdom, And hey, this is what it takes, This is what we have to go through. This is what's necessary for us to be able to sit with Yahushua at his table. All right? Which, see, like I said, it's easier said than done. Because as we grow, when we're younger in the faith, we don't really understand these things. So we catch out. It's like, why am I going through this? It's like, why is the Lord always picking on me? Why, you get those thoughts, it's like the Lord ain't dealing with me. I can't be a man of the Lord, We get those thoughts, but like I said again, my brethren, count up joy when you fall into diverse temptations. We learn to appreciate the process, right? I think that's in Isaiah 42. It tells you how you glory the Lord in the fires. If I'm not mistaken, I can see that real quick. Isaiah 42. Isaiah chapter 42. If I can find this real quick. And just bear with me because I am in transit. Isaiah 42. Well, actually, that's Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24:15. All right, you can read it yourself. Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24:15. All right, we glorify the Lord in the fires. Through our different trials and tribulations. All right, because again, we understand that the Lord is working a far more greater thing in us. All right, because being in this truth, a part of being in this truth is understanding it's about submitting ourselves to the word of the Lord. All right, and that's what it had me thinking about. Like I said, when the brother was going, when he brought this out in James chapter 1. Verse 3, or excuse me, James 1 and 3 says, "Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work." All right, because we touched on this as well last night, dealing with Yahushua, how Yahushua, through his sufferings, he was made perfect, right? He perfected it. He did it in the flesh. Now, granted, we're not going to be perfect in the flesh on the side, but being a part of this truth, understanding what we're a part of, part of being in this truth is learning to conquer this flesh, learning to overcome this flesh and put on the fruits of the Spirit. That's what a part of being in this truth is about. You see? So with that being said, again, Yahweh Shai, being the author, the finisher of our faith, to roughly paraphrase, he laid the blueprint. His scriptures, again, we touched on this last night, goes into how Yahweh Shai, he's the captain of our salvation. So he laid that blueprint for us to show us how to do it, to show us how to get the job done. Now, again, we're not going to get it perfect in the flesh, but it's about being perfected in the Spirit. All right? And that's what, through our different trials and tribulations, that's what we are learning. We're being perfected in the Spirit. That's why, again, verse 4 says, but let patience have her perfect work, because, again, Yahweh Shai, he's working a far more precious thing in us. We're being perfected in the Spirit. Right? And ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. But verse 3 was the point, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. And you see, again, and that's what inspired me to do this when the brother, he was touching on this. Because in the scriptures, patience is equated to suffering. Alright? You see, so with that being said, because again, Yahweh Shai, and I get this real quick in Hebrews chapter 5. It's like Yahweh Shai, through his different sufferings, he was made perfect. He was perfected. Right? So Hebrews chapter 5, verse 8, it says, though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. And you see, again, that's what I have to meditate, because we are learning to subject ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shai through suffering. That's what our different trials and tribulations, we learn to, just like the saying goes, is let go and let God. You know, that's the saying in the world. We learn to just let go and let God, man. We learn to subject ourselves, all right, submit ourselves and be obedient to the will of Yahweh Shai. That's the part of, again, with the different trials and tribulations that we go through. We learn to just be obedient to the will of the Lord, man. All right, I'm going to read that again. Hebrews 5 and 8. Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience. So you see, we're learning to be obedient and just to submit ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shai. That's what this is all about. All right, being obedient to the will of Yahweh Shai. Our different sufferings. All right, you know, because that's what, again, our different trials and tribulations, we learned again. That's what comes with being patient. You know, we learn to just, hey, let Yahweh Shai just, you know, let Yahweh Shai. That's it, you know. Whatever his will is, man, that's what we're learning through our different sufferings. You know, because, you know, sometimes we get in that spirit of hastening and, you know, we want to, you know, like we want it now, but again, we got to learn to submit ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shai, to his ordinance, man, to his program, what the Lord's got set up. Because, you know, it ain't about us, you know. It's not about us, man. You know. But I'm going to read it one more time in Hebrews 5 and 8. Though he were a son, yet learned the obedience by the things which he suffered. Because you see, hey, there's been plenty of times when Yahweh Shai, he could have called down a legion of angels, right? You know, there's been plenty of times where Yahweh Shai could have did this or did that, but Yahweh Shai understood that, hey, you know, it's about the Father's business, man. Because hey, when Yahweh Shai was on the earth, he wasn't walking around doing his own will. You know, he was on the earth to do his Father's will, and likewise us, Lord, wouldn't we be of that number? We're, you know, it's all about the Father's will at the end of the day. That's where we're learning to subject ourselves to the will of the Father, being obeisance. You see, I'm gonna read it again. Hebrews 5 and 8. Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered, and being made perfect. So you see again, we're being perfected in the spirit through our different sufferings. All right, you know, we're learning to obey, we're learning to subject. You know, we're learning all these different, learning all these different things through our sufferings, learning how to be patient. You know, knowing that, hey, we don't, the Lord doesn't operate on our time. We operate on His time. You know, because like I said, sometimes we get in that spirit of hastening above the Most High. When again, you know, the Lord doesn't operate on our time. He operates on His time. You see, we learn to subject ourselves to His program, what He's got going on. But it says, and being made perfect, He became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey Him. So you see, man. And again, Yahushua showed us how to get this, you know, how to get it done. He laid that blueprint for us. Again, it said He's the author. He became the author of eternal salvation for all them that obey Him. So you see, this thing is all about submitting ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, being in obeisance with Yahweh Shema Shai, the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You see, I'm gonna get this in 2 Corinthians 10:5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. So you see, we got to submit to the Lord's program, man. You see, we got to set aside our emotions, what we feel, how we think. What does the scripture say? Arm yourselves likewise with the same mind as Yahushai, Hamashiach. You see? And that's what we're learning through this process. That's why, like I said, we learn to just trust the process. All right, we learn to appreciate the process. You know, though there's a lot of things the Lord may put us through, we may not understand. It may not make sense, but we just know that, hey, the Lord has our best. The Lord has our best interests at heart. Just know that the Lord has our best interests at heart. So He knows what He's doing. So trust the process, man. All right, you know, that's a part of these different trials and tribulations that we go through, is to, you know, again, we're being perfected in the spirit, but again, we're learning to just be in subjection to the Lord's will, man. You know, we're learning to subject ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, being in obeisance to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, through our sufferings, through our trials, and through our tribulations, man. You know, but hey, you know, made it to my destination. You know, Lord, one of this was edifying, giving all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Shema Shai Brakathum, to you hopefully elect. Lord, one of this was edifying, and until next time, Shalom.